My question is
from Honorable Wamuchomba's statement alone, the Deputy President was not meant to be picked. He was not even picked by the members of Parliament.
And that is why they are fighting him.
Room and to be picked. He was not even picked by the members of Parliament.
And that is why they are fighting him.
Room and asked, can you pick who you think will be your Deputy President? They disagreed. The President went against them. And
you know, in my community, in my hoods, in my village, we normally say, if you want to eat a sweet meals served with chicken, trust the slaughterman to slaughter the chicken and not mess with the boil. Is it called the boil? That small the gastric bladder.
Yes.
Yes. Because if you mess with it, if it pours on the meat, then you're not going to enjoy that meat.
The same happens also for...
The same happens even for politics. Mm-hmm. President William Ruto had a very good chicken to be slaughtered. And he systematically gave it to somebody who he knew is going to mess up with the gastric juice. And the gastric juice has poured on the meat. So we have the meat, but we cannot eat it. That is Mount Kenya's perspective of President William Ruto's government. Why do I say that? Because he has explained very well, my brother here, that Mount Kenya, we have the Minister for Finance, we had the Minister for Roads, we had the Minister for Land, the Minister for Water, Minister for almost everything. But those ministers only have a flag and the titles. But when it comes to the power of the pen, the power of the money, rest with the PS. In all those strategic ministries that he has given to Mount Kenya, who are the PSs? They are PSs who report to the president directly. And I know what I'm talking about. We have had scenarios where we allocate budgets in Parliament. I fight very hard to have Mau Roads allocated money. I have fought very hard to make sure that the coffee sector, we get money like for the Cherry Coffee Advanced Cherry Fund. And then behind the scenes, somebody with the power of the pen request for reallocation of the same money that we have allocated in Parliament without our consent and without our knowledge. And I want to put it in record, Mau Roads, which the president has talked about almost in every meeting whenever he comes to Mount Kenya, promising to finish. Last year's Finance Bill 2023, we allocated 250 million to my constituency and my neighboring constituency to finish Mau Roads. 3 months, barely 3 months after we allocated 250, the PS in charge of that ministry was instructed to reallocate that money and only leave us with 70 million. 70 million was not even adequate to even enable the contractor to mobilize to go back on site. And that is a trend. So these people are here telling us, oh, you have the chicken. It is there for you are eating. Okay. But they have already messed it up. It's already bitter. We can't eat it.
Yes.
Look, just about 2 weeks ago, I highlighted the same scenario where the minister, when we allocated money for cherry funds in Parliament for coffee farmers, we decided that farmers are going to be given a fund where they can borrow to facilitate their coffee management. It is called Coffee Cherry Advance Fund. That money was particularly supposed to be accessed by only coffee farmers. Then the PS, under whoever's instruction, writes a letter to Treasury and requests to reallocate that money from coffee farmers to some funny groups that are not even existed in records. And please remember, this money was supposed to be a loan facility for farmers. Then it is being reallocated to fund groups as grants.
This is my point.
I have the letter here. I can. By the way, this is not propaganda.
Yes,
I have the letter here. I can table the letter because here I believe in table.
From the PS. I want you to ask.
Are you the spokesperson of the PS?
Totally, no.
And this is
we have to be factual. You're not national television.
You got to. I'll come to you, Honorable Koech. Just for a moment. Just be patient.
Even local stations.
Yes, Honorable.
This is a serious conversation. This is a serious conversation.
Are you trying to tell me that I am not factual?
That you are not factual.
I'm not factual. Why? The letter is here.
The PS refuted your statement.
But why he wrote the letter?
The PS statement.
This is where he wrote. This is the letter.
Okay.
No. The letter. It is written by who?
This is a request for allocation. I'm asking you for the allocation. I'm asking you the statement that the PS issued against your purported letter. There's another statement.
I'm asking you.
There's another statement.
This letter is saying the money should be reallocated. I want you to prove on this national TV that this letter is not factual.
Why are we discussing only one area? Okay. Why is the discussion?
Because coffee is not important to you. Coffee is important to us.
And this is the point.
Coffee is very important to us.
This is my point.
An issue.
They have members of parliament. They have members of parliament. Let them come here and defend the project.
Prosecute Githunguri issues on a national TV.
Excuse me. I am elected to prosecute the Githunguri issues.
We are representing people, but the discussion here...
You have a problem even with your tea farmers in your own constituency. You should actually be telling us what you have done with your farmers. I know how to do it in parliament.
I don't go on churches, pulpits, discussing issues for my constituency.
Thank you. I am ably representing my voters here.
Yeah.
I am not here as a celebrity. I am here as a member of parliament.
You are here
representing Githunguri. Okay. And if the issue I'm speaking about touches on his voters, let it be. But he cannot come here and start telling me that I should not advocate issues of Githunguri.
I'll come to you this time.
Money was supposed to be reallocated. Okay. It's only that we flagged this letter.
Okay.
And the PS in charge of Treasury had to run helter-skelter. By the way, he was not even in the country. He tried even calling me, telling me, oh, Wamuchomba, this letter, it was written, it was an error. How can you tell me the letter was an error?
Let me ask you this, Honorable Wamuchomba.
Okay.
Yes, Honorable Koech, please take over.
You know, I really have to struggle to keep my... because we are on a national TV. Let me say this. If there is a situation where certain cabinet secretaries are feeling uncomfortable with being in their offices, like Honorable Wamuchomba is saying, there's a fair thing to do is to resign from those positions. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel that your peers is more superior than you, then you resign. But I can tell you resources in this country, huge resources, particularly even that one that is going to Mau Road, the president is working so hard to make sure that every part of this country gets a fair share of the cake, gets a fair share of projects that are supposed to be executed. We must have a tarmac running in Homa Bay as well. We must have a tarmac running in Belgut. We must have a tarmac running in Mandera. We must have a tarmac running in Makueni. You never speak about it. You're simply speaking about how you support the president. And so those are the things that we should be talking about in this national conversation. I tell you, the president is working day and night to make sure that as a country, we are able to maintain the upward trajectory that we find ourselves in. So where there are other issues that touch on local issues, in fact, what I should be asking is, what is the scorecard of the Deputy President on his performance in the tea sector, in the tea reforms? What is he going to bring on the table to tell us, where are we with the issues to do with milk? Where are we with the issues to do with tea? There is a responsibility for everyone in the executive, and they must execute their responsibility. All these allegations that are flying back and forth are neither here nor there. Let us have a country that people become responsible. Where anyone in the cabinet is feeling dissatisfied or being part of that cabinet, the best thing is to resign. There are allegations that are running here and there, and allegations of trying to whip emotions, allegations of impeachment, allegations, I don't know, of the Deputy President being sidelined, without any evidence of a Deputy President being sidelined.